Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today I want to show you how to make your own strike indicators. And we're going to start out with a O-ring. Drop that one. Here we have an O-ring, and this is about a 1/2 inch outside diameter. You could get them even smaller than this, and I would recommend the O-rings even smaller. I just got these at a plumbing supply store. I got 10 of them for $4. I'm going to take my hook latch. I'm going to put that through there, and I'm going to put the O-ring on the hook latch. You can use poly yarn, but with the poly yarn you're going to have to really put a lot of layers in there to get a nice size strike indicator. And they come in any color. And one advantage with the poly yarn is this is naturally water resistant. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to use chartreuse egg yarn. This is just your standard salmon egg yarn. I'm going to grab that with the hook. This just makes it easier. And just pull that O-ring right over it. Pull that right out. Now we're going to cut this off, and we're going to cut it at about 2 inches, about 1 inch on each side. Just take this and cut it. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can get an even smaller O-ring. This is about, the inside is about 5 millimeters. If you get one that's about 2 millimeters, you can go ahead and put that on like that and slide that up over it. And basically there's your strike indicator. But this is a little bit loose, so I'm not going to use that. If I had a smaller one, I would just put that on. What I'm going to do is, I have a needle in my vise here. Just going to secure the thread to the vise. Going to take the strike indicator, and I want to tie it as close to the O-ring as I can. So I'm going to hold the O-ring so I know just in front of my fingers is the end of the O-ring. 10 or 15 wraps is sufficient. Don't worry if it rolls. And then give it a whip finish. Put about 5 whip finish knots on there. And cut that thread off. And go ahead and pull that off. Your thread that was attached to the needle will break. Now you just get your head cement. Go ahead and take some head cement. And we're going to put head cement on the thread. I'm going to go all the way around. And that egg yarn is going to suck in some of the head cement also. And now we have this big puff here, and we can cut this to whatever size we want. If you're in heavy water, you know, you might want it very, very big. If you're trying to, if you're using a strike indicator on a heavy fly, then you want it big so it doesn't pull it under. But you can just go ahead and trim this off. And we could trim this down to whatever size we want. Just pull that all together. Oop. Clean that up a little bit. And then you could just puff it, and there you go. Now when you go to use it, first you put fly floating on it, a good amount of fly floating all over the whole thing. We're going to call this our leader. What you simply do is make a loop in it, put it through the O-ring, take that loop and put the strike indicator, the puff, right through the indicator, and there it's on your line. The only drawback to this is you get something like that effect. But this is what they sell on the market. You can make your own, no time flat. Costs you maybe 40 or 50 cents. You can make them in any color you want and any size you want. I have that size. I have a smaller size. And you get a nice little ball there because it is the egg yarn. And it's just like an egg floating. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.